Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. I get a little bit hot, eh? But I'm not bouncing too bad here, but in OBS I'm pretty hot, eh? Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hello everybody and welcome in. We are at the bronze medal game of the Canadian Junior Wheelchair Basketball Championships. I'm Lee McNeely along with Universal Media. We've been covering all the action this weekend as New Brunswick, PEI, the East Coast provinces teaming up to take on Team Alberta. These teams faced earlier in Group A action, and that was New Brunswick PEI coming out with the victory. They won that 56-43, one of the closer games we saw in this tournament, but Alberta they'll be out for some revenge as both these teams would like to go home with something that's going to set those metal detectors off at the airport. This game will be for the bronze medal, third place finish. I'm sure both teams would like to take home. Alberta lost a great battle to BC in their semifinal matchup. Well, the Brunswick PEI wasn't able to overcome Team Quebec, but they'll have a chance to have some sort of success in this tournament as both teams seem to be in good spirits. This morning we're 9 a.m. here in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island at the UPEI campus for this game. As it looks like we're getting the scoreboard all set up before tip-off here. Austin McClellan has been one of the star players for New Brunswick PEI. It's New Brunswick PEI in the nice burgundy and green lettering jerseys. Well, Alberta in the white and blue. Austin McClellan was a key piece in why New Brunswick PEI is fighting in this. Is fighting in the bronze medal game, and can't forget Jana Dahl on Team Alberta. She's been one of the stars, and she works hard on the court to set her team up, and they seem to try to build offense around her, but looks like we're going to get going momentarily here. That's Brandon Gillis, and Dahl going to take the tip off, and we'll be off and rolling in the bronze medal game. Next door we have the fight for do not finish last. Next door on the court side, that's Newfoundland, Nova Scotia taking on Team Ontario. Both of them looking for their first win of the tournament. Someone is going to go home winless, and neither provinces want to be that team. So, and it looks like we're going to take another break as the officials are having difficulty with the scoreboard, I believe. So, later after this game at 11 a.m. approximately for tip-off, we'll have Team BC against Team Quebec. They are going to have a rematch. BC won that game in the closest game of the tournament. BC won that 48-41. Another close game was Quebec's round-robin game against Manitoba. So they had a great battle as Manitoba led that, and Quebec put the pedal to the metal towards the end, and they were able to win that one. And that game was for their ticket in the semifinals, and they'll sure be happy they won as they're punched a path with the win over New Brunswick PEI, and they'll be playing for gold medal. That game coming up later. Winner gets gold, loser gets silver. So BC and Quebec both guaranteed medals. Ontario, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, both with good performances. Next door they'll be playing, so I'm sure both provinces don't want to go home with, want to say 1-1, so they'll play for 8 and 7, and the game after them will be Manitoba. We'll play for the 5-6 seating over there, and that'll be against Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, Manitoba will play for 5-6 after Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Ontario get set up here, and I'm sure what the issue is in this time delay. Figured they had all the time this morning to figure it out, but that's okay. We got all day. Medal ceremony is supposed to go around 12:30, 1 o'clock Eastern time or Atlantic time, so we'll be home in time for dinner here at the broadcast crew and all those helping out for these wheelchair basketball championships, and the top provinces going head-to-head, and it's the third and final day. Us at Universal has been covering every second of it here on Court A. Court B's had some good action, but we've been over on the big court that UPEI Panthers play their regular season on, as well as I'm sure other sporting basketball events. UPI and Prince Edward Island and many of the small towns here in PEI will be hosting the 2023 Canada Games, and that'll take place in February come 2023. So us at Universal will be covering all the action on that, and I'm sure all these provinces were looking to showcase their talent ahead of the Canada Games. Canada Games is a big opportunity, but this is the sneak peek into what we're going to see at Canada Games as looks like we're ready to go. 10 minutes on the score clock for a first quarter bronze medal game. New Brunswick, PEI, taking out Alberta, and we're going to make our way to center court. Brandon Gillis and Jane Nadal lining back up. We'll reset and we'll be off and running. And the ball is live and the game is on. Nika Cassidy looking to get Alberta on the board early here. Dahl leaves it back for Hayes Cook. Hayes Cook to Cassidy. Cassidy looking for options. She'll go back to Cook. Cook trying to get it off for the shot clock. He's able to get the shot off, but not able to go. And back the other way. Here comes Austin McClellan, number 8. For New Brunswick PEI, an impressive outing yesterday to try to punch their ticket to the semifinals, but New Brunswick PEI came up short against a very fast-paced and deep Quebec team. Brunswick PEI will break the ice. 50 seconds in, Alberta's looking for the answer to try to keep this game as tight as possible. Jane Nadal with the answer. She slips by Maskill. Wyatt Maskill to get Alberta on the board. Just a minute in, bronze medal game. Ross McClellan chips it into the paint for Brandon Gillis. Brandon Gillis gets it to go. And he sees her first points of the game. Anika Cassidy looking to set something up. She looks for the shot, but she'll chip to Jana Dahl instead. Dahl looks for Davies. Davies is going to go to the paint, and she can opt for the shot, and it's going to go. 4-4, back and forth action in the opening minutes of the first quarter. McClellan into the paint for Gillis, and Gillis gets it up and down. Jane Nadal comes back the other way. Here's Jane Nadal. She shoots and she's not able to get it to go, but Gillis will chip it up for Logan Alders, and Logan Alders will be off to the races with Wyatt Maskill, and Austin McClellan fighting for positioning with Cassidy. McClellan. Dahl and Gillis were tied up. He was taking a peek back, and they'll come into the thing. Alders got to shoot as the shot clock is ticking away, and it won't go. Anika Cassidy looking to set up for Team Alberta. She lobs it for Dahl. Dahl runs into Gillis, but Dahl gets it off to Davis, and Davis isn't able to get it up. He's going to have another whack at it. Dahl's going to have a try, and shot clock ticking away. Cassidy with an opportunity. She'll put it on net, and not enough pepper, and that'll be out of bounds, and New Brunswick and PEI will reset and hop on the offense. Gillis and Austin McClellan side by side, trying to spark some offense. McClellan's going to opt for the shot. It won't go. Davies picks that off and leaves it for Jana Dahl as she's off to the races with a couple white jerseys following with her. Jana Dahl looking to cut in. Dahl gets stopped in her tracks, but she's able to get to Hayes Cook, and Hayes Cook is able to get it to fall. This game's knotted up again. 6-all with 6:30 left to go in the first quarter. Alders for Gillis. Gillis tries to get to Alders. Alders, McClellan. McClellan will get the shot off, but he'll get tagged up on the way, it looks like. Jane Nadal looking to set something up for, try to take the lead for Alberta. She likes a shot, and she certainly did like it as she's able to sink that to give Alberta the 8-6 lead. Alders for McClellan. McClellan, he can't get it to go. One thing New Brunswick PI I thought has struggled with in this tournament is depth. They seem to only kind of cycle between Alders, Gillis, and McClellan. Robinson and Maskell seem to play more defensive positioning. If you look at teams like BC and Quebec, they have that depth to use all their players on the court at all times, not just the players on the court, use their players on the bench, because everybody seems to chip in their 2 cents in those types of games. And I think PEI New Brunswick has struggled a little bit with that, as well as Alberta, but that's why they're playing in the gold medal game. They have a lot of pieces, and coaches have a lot of assets in their arsenal. We'll have a little bit of a timeout. We're just over halfway to go in the opening quarter. 2-2 next door as Newfoundland and Nova Scotia and Ontario battle it out for that 7th spot. Nobody wants to be the basement dweller in this tournament, but unfortunately, in every tournament, someone's got to be last. So a very young Ontario team will look to put a stop to another East Coast team-up team between Newfoundland, Labrador, combining forces with Nova Scotia. They'll look to take down Ontario. New Brunswick PEI was perfect in group stage play, round robin play, and I think the game between Alberta and New Brunswick PEI that we saw early on, that was the first game in this tournament, turned out to be the fight for first place in that pool, but I guess it doesn't really matter in the end, as both these teams were able to find spots in the semifinals and weren't able to get the semifinals games done, so they'll meet again here in this bronze medal contest. But Jane Dahl looking to flip the script from what happened in round robin play 2 days ago. Hayes Cook to Dahl. Dahl tries to go into the paint for Davies, and Davies can't get it to go. He struggled a little bit in the paint offensively this tournament, as Jane Dahl has had a couple nice feeds for him. He's just hasn't been able to get them to fall. Logan Alders, a nice young player for New Brunswick PEI, and he'll leave it for his buddy, Austin McClellan. Austin McClellan's going to opt for the shot. He doesn't like his passing options, and he's able to get it up and down. 10-8 for New Brunswick PEI. 5 minutes and 30 seconds have passed in this first quarter. Nika Cassidy looks like she's going to shoot. She's going to get Davies in the paint, and Davies yet still can't get it to go, but he's got tags up on the way, and he'll go to the line and try to get on the board for the first time today. Kai Davis, 2.5 class player. Hey, and he's able to find the score sheet for the first time today in a bronze medal game. He'll up again and isn't able to get that one to go, but he'll make this a 1-point game. Logan Alders circling in. Tries to go to McClellan. McClellan goes right over his head. He isn't able to get a hand on it, and Nika Cassidy's going to scoop this up, and she'll leave it up for Dahl, and as Dahl will patiently and slowly make her way in to set a nice play up. Oh, nice feed to Hayes Cook, and Hayes Cook, he's able to get the shot off. He'll have another swing at it, and he'll get that one to go as Alberta takes the lead right back in their court. Here comes the phenomenal three of McClellan, Alders, and Gillis, along with Maskell and Robinson. McClellan tries to give it to Maskell in the paint, but Maskell, not paying attention, isn't able to get a handle on that. Looks like we're still setting up for Play to recommence. Shorter day today, as yesterday was a long day for everybody at this tournament, as we started things off at about 9 a.m. and didn't wrap up till about 7:30 p.m. at night. So I'm sure we all slept pretty well. We're in bed early for Championship Sunday here at Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island at the UPI campus, home of those pesky UPI Panthers. I guess you could call it home court advantage for New Brunswick and PEI, the old bridge squad, combined insides of the old Confederation Bridge. Nika Cass. I wonder what the Charlottetown Islanders, they came off a loss in the QMJHL final last night, but one of their slogans they had was protect the bridge. I wonder how they would feel about New Brunswick and PEI teaming up. But I'm sure these provinces can put their differences aside in the athletics department to team up, and it looks like they've done a fair bit for themselves as they currently lead or trail by only just 3 points with 3 minutes to go, and Logan Alders will look to cut that lead down just a bit. Looks like he's going to get 2 whacks and try to make this a 1-point game. 2:54 left to go in the opening quarter. Nova Scotia Newfoundland leads 5-2 next door over Ontario in the battle for 7th place. Alders puts it up. Isn't able to get it to go. And you'll go 1 for 2. 50% is still a fantastic batting average, folks. So for you baseball fans out there, but Hayes Cook. Oh, nice feed to Nika Cassidy, and she's able to get it to go. Nice play there from Hayes Cook to Cassidy. All she had to do was find the hole. She called for it. Hayes put it right in her mitts, and she put her home. Alders feeds Gillis. Gillis can't get it to go. McLennan will take a stab at it as they're in a bit of a sea of white jerseys. Gillis will go again, and looks like he'll get the and one and go to the line, I believe. So Brandon Gillis with a chance to knot this back up at 15 apiece, and as that's the 3rd foul for Alberta. It seems like they've been a bit of a cluster of fouls. Things are getting pretty rowdy there next door. I hear lots of stomping and cheering going on as lots of red shirts represent Team Ontario. McClellan. Shot clock ticking away. Can Alders get it up and down? And we have a tie game. 2 minutes to go left in this opening quarter. And it has been neck and neck so far. Jana Dahl in the paint. She gets it up and it's able to go. Alberta takes their lead right back. Alders slowly, methodically making his way in. He'll look for Gillis again, but he'll send it to Austin McClellan. McClellan into the paint for Gillis. Gillis looks to shoot. He doesn't like what he sees. He'll shoot it anyway, and he's not able to get it up and go. Minute 20 to go in this opening quarter. 17-15, Alberta leads over New Brunswick PEI. Jana Dahl, Nika Cassidy on their way. Oh, she sees opportunity and she will score to put her team up 4 points with just a minute left. And We'll get a timeout and a short little breather here as we'll take just a small break and for this timeout. Just a minute left to go in the first quarter. Alberta leads 19-15. New Brunswick PL probably try to knot this thing up. We'll have a minute to do just that. McClellan ordering the troops to go where he please so he can set up some offense. Play will get blown down. Alberta will take possession. Janet all looking for some options. She goes to Cassidy, Cassidy to Dahl. Dahl opt for the shot, it won't go. Davis picks up the rebound, Cassidy will give it another whack. She can't get it to go. McClellan will intercept that and we'll switch around here with 25 seconds left in the first quarter. McClellan runs into Davis. He can't get around him. He'll try around the outside. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock, 13 in the game. McClellan's got to do something. He'll feed Gillis in the paint. Gillis is able to get it to go, and he'll cut the lead down to 2 points as the clock ticks away on this opening quarter. We'll take another quick break, but Alberta leads 19-17 in the opening quarter of the Canadian Junior Wheelchair Basketball Championship. And we will get the second quarter up and going. Austin McClellan looking to have an answer for New Brunswick PEI. He can't get that to go. There's Norridell for the first time in the game. Norridell circling, looking for help. She'll chip it up to Dahl. Jane Dahl goes back to Norridell. Shot clock ticking away. They got to do something. Jane Dahl into the paint for Cassidy. Cassidy gets that swatted away by Gillis, and she'll get fouled and head on up to the line for looks like 2 free throws. She'll try to get the second one to drop. No cigar for Anika Cassidy, but so New Brunswick PI will come the other way and try to make her to pay for that. Gillis hooks it to Logan Alders. Alders finds Gillis. Gillis gives it back to Alders. Shot clock ticking away. McClellan's got to shoot, and he gets at the buzzer and to tie the game at 19 apiece. Very back and forth basketball on this side of the court and next door as Newfoundland Nova Scotia leads 11-9, 11-8 over Ontario as I try to squint and see the scoreboard as best I can next door on the other side of that green curtain. You'll see on the right-hand side of your screen when my cameraman pans over that way. McClellan feeds it to Gillis. Gillis doesn't have a whole lot of options. Shot clock ticking away. Alders is going to try to go to McClellan. It's going to go off the noggin of Jane Dahl, and the shot clock will expire. So Alberta will rally the troops and head the other way to look to take the lead back with 8:16 to go in this opening half. Bronze medal on the line. Tie game. Lots of basketball still to be played. As there's Gilm for the first time this game, number 14 for Alberta. As you see, holding the ball, and she'll toss it up for Jana Dahl. Dahl gives it back to Gilm. Shot clock ticking down. 5 seconds left now. They got to do something. Nordell, she's going to opt for the shot, and it won't be able to go, and Maya Mascal will scoop it up and leave it up for Alders. And Alders will lead the maroon jerseys into battle as they'll look to take the lead for the first time in a while as play is whistled down. Lots of cheering and momentum next door. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland taking on Ontario. If any parents are listening, trying to get any score updates in that game, I'll do the best as I can as Austin McClellan finds the answer and New Brunswick PI has the lead. Nika Cassidy finding her way in. She'll leave it for Jana Dahl. Jana Dahl runs into Maskell. Dahl will shoot, and she gets it to go. 21-21. Very back and forth in the opening half of this game. McClellan, he saw space, but Nordell slammed the door on him. He's not able to go, so he'll chip it up for Brandon Gillis. Gillis back to McClellan. McClellan will shoot, and it's not able to go. Still time on the shot clock as Alders scoops up the rebound. McClellan gets it up, and he's not able to go as Shot clock was counting down, so he upped for the shot, and Anika Cassidy will take it back the other way. Look to set up. Cassidy calling for some positioning as Gillis tries to get some hands in her way. Gilm will leave it for Dahl. Dahl stuck between a rock and a hard place. She'll lock for the long bomb, and she can muster up the power to get to the rim as she has some obstacles in her way. Both these teams have had very successful and talented players on their team, but only one's able to say they went home with the medal. That medal ceremony will be following the gold medal game that takes place at 11 a.m. So if any parents at home are looking to see their family members don a bronze medal, I believe you'll have to wait till about 12:30 Atlantic time for that to happen. The medal ceremony will follow immediately after the gold medal game between Quebec and BC. Brandon Gillis with an opportunity to extend the lead. McClellan tried to get the rebound to go. McClellan to Gillis. Gillis again. He has another chance at redemption. He's able to find it. 25-21. The Brunswick PEI takes the lead in the second quarter. Cassidy trying to knot this thing up again. She'll feed Jana Dahl. Jana Dahl looking for an option. She'll shoot, and she's not able to get it to go. She had no backboard to work with there. Logan Alders with a bit of space. She gets that stripped by Jana Dahl. Nice defensive play by Jana Dahl there, and she's got all kinds of speed, and she hits back the other way. She's got some space in the court. Gillis looking to slam the door on her, and he's able to tag her up. Nice defensive play by Gillis there, but Nordell's going to reset for Team Alberta, as looks like Alberta's going to want a timeout, and the coaches will talk to their troops as we're just about halfway through this second quarter. 25-21. Alberta leads over, or New Brunswick leads over Alberta. Alberta did lead in the first quarter, but the tide has turned for New Brunswick PI as they've built a small lead, and with 5:08 left to go in the second quarter. Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, I believe, is leading next door 15-8 over Ontario. Both teams still looking for that first win of the tournament, and one of them will get it in about quarter and a half time left. I believe 2 minutes left to go in that game in their opening half. Following their court will be Manitoba and Saskatchewan. A couple flat provinces in the central time zones going head to head later today. I'm sure they have a bit of history in provincial tournaments like this where provinces go head to head as their neighboring provinces. They'll want to put a bit of a thumping on each other. That'll be after the Nova Scotia Newfoundland Ontario game, and that game will go on at the same time as the gold medal game between BC and Quebec. And we're up and going again in the second quarter. Jana Dahl will shoot, and she will drain it. 25-23 as we just passed the halfway marker in the second quarter. The Brunswick PI heading back the other way. Gillis, he gets tied up with Alawia. Gillis will get a chance to shoot again, and he gets it up and down before the shot clock, and New Brunswick PEI takes their 4-point lead right back. Here's Jana Dahl. Jana Dahl rolling in, looking for a little bit of help. She gets stopped up. She'll leave it for Anika Gelm. Gelm back to Dahl. Dahl tries to give it to Arnold, but Arnold Nicholas Arnold's unable to get a grasp on it, and the Brunswick PI will try to take advantage of their offensive spurt here. Whoa, and it's flown way out, almost taking out Nicholas Arnold on the way, but he gets out of the way just in the nick of time. That's Team Ontario you hear getting fired up next door as they're putting quite the beating on the viewing rails we have here. It looks like it's like a plexiglass signs they're kicking away at there to cheer on their kids. Quiet over here. A couple fans in the stands as Jana Dahl looks to spark a little momentum in her team, and I'm sure lots of parents and family members are watching back home on the UMI Universal Media YouTube channel. We cover all types of sports and all types of events in Eastern Atlantic Canada. AUS, QMJHL, youth sports is all what we cover, including the Canadian wheelchair basketball we'll add to our resume, and we'll see these players and names again for Canada Games and come February, March time. Gillis feeds it up for McClellan. McClellan gets caught up between a few white jerseys. He's able to get a shot off, but it's not able to go, so Mohamed Asid Alawi having a conversation with the official about running into McClellan as he gets an opportunity at the line with 2:57 to go in the opening quarter. Nova Scotia Newfoundland leads 17-12 at halftime next door. For those of you who are watching, looking to get as many updates as you can, I'm sure you're getting texts from the parents next door, but if you are listening, I will give you updates as much as I can as we go, as no video coverage for Court B next door. Gilm doesn't want to go offside, so she'll leave it for Jana Dahl. Here comes Jana Dahl. She'll run into Logan Alders, and she'll have to reroute. She'll get parked between Robinson and Alders, and shot clock is counting down, and the Brunswick PI gets saved by the bell there, and they'll take possession and head on down the court. Alders sends it up for Austin McClellan. Ellen shakes off Nordell, and he's able to get it to go, and he takes a spill, but he's able to get it up and down, and he gets a helping hand from Gillis and getting back upright, and it was a nice play by McClellan. Very committed and to make every single point count, because they have a 7-point lead now. Really turned it up a notch in the second quarter. Jana Dahl. Cross to Nordell. Nordell gives it to Alawiya in the paint, and Mohamed Saeed Alawiya getting his first points of the game as he's stuck between a couple of maroon jerseys and Brandon Gillis and Ben Robinson. McClellan into the paint for Gillis. PI looks for the answer, and the Brunswick PI gets it. Just over 90 seconds left to go. They lead by 6, 31-25. Still a very tight and back and forth game. Bronze medal looming over these young athletes' heads as Jana Dahl looks to try to get something going, and she's not able to. Austin McLeod will head the other way with his troops. Almost runs into Ben Robinson, but he'll cut into the paint. McClellan to Gillis. Gillis isn't able to get it to go. Gillis had a very strong game, and he continues to impress. 33-25, just under a minute to go in the opening half. Nordell sends it up for Jana Dahl. Jana Dahl Runs into Ben Robinson. She'll try to look for an exit strategy. She'll find Guillaume. Guillaume will pitch it across to Nordell. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Nordell tries to find Gina Dahl in the paint, but that's picked off by a very impressive game from Brandon Gillis. Here's McClellan. Tries to scoop it for Alders, but Alders has his back turned, looked over the wrong shoulder, and they had the right idea, but with 24 seconds left, Alberta will go on the offense and try to find one last push before time expires in this opening half. Arnold for Nordell. Nordell and Arnold will come in side by side. And they'll try to suck up every second they can. Gilm in the paint. Gilm with a chance, and she finds it. 33-27. Alberta might have time for something left. I don't think so, as the buzzer will sound momentarily, and Alders tried, didn't have enough momentum in that one, but we'll take a short break as halftime just comes rolling in. 33-27 for Team New Brunswick PI in the bronze medal game at the Canadian Junior Wheelchair Basketball Championship. And we'll get the second quarter commenced here. New Brunswick PEI with a small lead over Alberta, 33-27. Very exciting opening half. Brunswick PEI has the lead. Next door, Newfoundland Nova Scotia leads 22-14, and there's 7 minutes left in their third quarter. But we'll get our third quarter up and going right about now. Jane Dahl cutting in. She finds Jalen Shannon. He's on the court for the first time today, and then 9 seconds into his game, he gets a nice point and taken down. So a very eventful opening 13 seconds for Jalen Shannon. My goodness. Gets 2 on the board and takes quite the topple. He's okay, though. He had a really, really nasty spill earlier yesterday, and he had to go off the court for a couple minutes, but he came back 2 minutes later, toughed it out, and he had a great game. I think he's one of the stronger shooters Alberta has in their arsenal. Brunswick PEI looks for an answer to Jalen Shannon's offense. McClellan for Gillis. Gillis with the shot. He tries to find Alders in the paint, but Alders has his back turned, but the play was whistled down. 9:26. Lots of time left in this third quarter. Lots of basketball still to be played in the bronze medal game at the Canadian Junior Wheelchair Basketball Championships. Brought to you by Universal Media. We cover all your production needs in Atlantic Canada. I'm Lee McNeely. I'll be announcing all the action. I have been announcing all the action from bright and early Friday morning to early this afternoon as Jalen Shannon yet again impresses offensively. The beautiful light blue tip on the ponytail. I'm sure that's his signature. Alberta blue. McClellan feeds Alders. Alders tries to get that to go. He's not able to get it to drop. Janet Dahl will come back the other way. She'll zip past Ben Robinson and open up some court and some space. She turns away. She'll opt for the shot. Isn't able to go. McClellan will pick up the rebound and he'll head back the other way with company following him. McClellan, oh, nice pass to Gillis. What a play by New Brunswick PEI as they find a hole left open by the Alberta defense. And Cassidy, oh. It's a bit of a boo-boo there as she tossed it and nicked the backboard, and she'll give up possession in the defensive zone. As if she probably won't do that again. If they score here and lose by 2 points, which I hope doesn't happen, she'd be probably a little bit upset with herself. McClellan opts for the shot and isn't able to get it to go, and Alders will scoop up the rebound, and the shot clock will reset at 15. Gillis to Alders. Shot clock is ticking away. Gillis with a chance in the paint to extend the lead, and he does. Just beats the shot clock. 35-34. New Brunswick PEI leads. 37. Correction. And is Gillis, did he get fouled? I believe so. So he'll get another opportunity. He's been very impressive today. Coming up very clutch for New Brunswick PEI. He's been there. I like to say McClellan's been the star player, but McGillis has been the star player today for New Brunswick PEI. Very impressive game as he wants to don some sort of medal around his neck, and it'll be a bronze medal if they're able to hold out in the second half of the game. Shannon and Dahl making their way downtown. Gillis to Shannon. Shannon back for Davies in the paint. Davies has struggled in the paint offensively. He'll have 2 whacks at it. Still isn't able to get it to go. Shannon will take a whirl. He doesn't go. Davis will get another chance. And he's not able to get any of the drop as he shakes his head in frustration as he had a huge opportunity to shorten the lead for his team and his province. Gillis tries to get a nice feed from McMillan, but McClellan is Isn't able to get it to him as Shannon swats it away. Gillis for McClellan. Austin McClellan looking for options as the shot clock will go off, and he's not able to get it to drop. Anika Cassidy's looking to flip the script, and they'll head the other way on offense in the white and blue uniforms for Team Alberta. Cassidy wanted to shoot. She can't get around Gillis. She'll give it to Jalen Shannon. Jill Shannon's, I believe he was touched on the way in. He'll get another opportunity. 6 points separate this. Two teams with 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. Shannon can't get number one to go. 24-14 for next door for Nova Scotia, Newfoundland over Team Ontario. Shannon goes 0-2, and Alders can't get it to go. As Alberta will make their bay back, and they'll have another opportunity in offenses. Alder had a bit of butterfingers there. Not able to get a grasp on it, but they got 14 seconds to find something. Here, Cassidy for Dahl. Dahl will shoot, and no backboard needed, as that was a nice flush shot by Jana Dahl to cut the lead back down to 5. I thought Alders was going for the 3 there, but he tried to give it to McClellan in the paint. There's Gillis and Villanova, a bit of a run in there, but they'll reset and readjust, and here comes Jana Dahl to try to find some sort of solution to tie this game, as it's been very, very close all game long. A teeter-totter matchup. Alberta led the first quarter, New Brunswick PI led the second, and Jalen Shannon's looking to swing the momentum back in the favor of Alberta. McClellan looking for the answer that New Brunswick and PEI need to keep the lead. Shot clock ticking away. 6 seconds. Alders has got to find something. He gives it to Gillis. Gillis isn't able to get it to go, and Alberta will try to make them pay make this a 1-point game unless Dahl can find a 3. The only 2 players to make 3 in this tournament, both playing in this game. Jana Dahl, Austin McClellan, both nailed 3s yesterday. Nika Cassidy was able to get to the paint and get to the up and go, as she'll make this a 1-point game. 5:30 left to go. Looks like we'll get a timeout and a couple substitutions for both squads. Alberta looks to take advantage of the depth and pieces they have in place in order to be successful in this tournament, as it seems that's going to be the key to success here, is having multiple options and multiple players. If you can use all 5 players on the court who are very strong offensively and defensively, I think that's all the goal so that both teams have, as we see Quebec really likes to take advantage of the subs, and everybody gets court time. If you're a player on Quebec, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, 20. I believe 28. I like 8 can't off that. It's a 0 or an 8 next door, but they still lead over Team Ontario. 4:04 left to go in the third quarter. Next door is that's games for the 7th and 8th seeding and final rankings in this tournament. I believe the final rankings do have an outcome of sorts for following tournaments, as that's how the pools are determined. Pool A is determined by the gold medal winner, so it'll be the 1st place team, the 4th place team, the 5th place team, and the 8th place team in Group B make up Group B, while Group B is made up of the 2nd place team, the 3rd place team, the 6th place team, and the 5th place team. So 2, 3, 6, 7, for Group B, and 1, 4, 5, 8 for Group A, I believe, for the next tournament. So final rankings only to have a determination on the following tournament. McClellan and Alders will try to fight for that third spot in the final rankings. That third spot comes with a bronze medal attached to it, is what they're fighting for. As we hit the halfway mark in the third quarter, shot clock expires and Austin McClellan's unable to get it to go, but they'll reset with a bit of time on the clock as they regain possession. McClellan, he tries again to get that go. Gillis will have a shot. Gillis can't get it to go. He'll have another shot, and he's able to get the second one to go. Second chances were there for Brandon Gillis as he continues to be very impressive in this game, as he's had a huge impact on the 40-37 lead New Brunswick PEI has over Team Alberta. Logan Alders trying to set up 4 minutes, 20 seconds ago, third quarter. McClellan in the paint. He gets a bit tied up. He still tries to get it to go, and it's going to go off of Nika Cassidy, and New Brunswick PI will never kick at the can to pad some points on the score sheet. Jalen Shannon's going to sub out for Hayes Cook. Hayes Cook will come in with Villeneuve, Davis, Dahl, and Cassidy. Gillis from McClellan. McClellan with a clear shot, and he makes no mistake. 42-37. New Brunswick PEI leads. We're going to get another timeout called by Alberta, so we'll take another short break, and we'll be back in just after this timeout with more basketball action. Coaches get their 2 cents into their respective squads, and as Team Alberta tries to look to solve the 5-point deficit they trail by, as they'll have 4 minutes left in this quarter and lots of time to pad a comeback. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, 31-14 over Ontario as we speak. Next door there, Jana Dahl tries to get past Maskell. She's boxed in, doesn't have an exit strategy. She'll opt for the pass to Hayes Cook. Hayes Cook for back for Dahl. Dahl for Cassidy in the paint. Nice play by Dahl, but Cassidy's not able to get a good grip on it, and that goes off her, and the Brunswick PEI will take possession and try to extend their 5-point lead that hovers just barely over the head of the Alberta squad. McClellan circling. He's going to go for the shot, and he makes no mistake. 44 points now on the board for New Brunswick PEI as Alberta tries to keep this close. It was a 1-point game at 1 point during this quarter, and Alberta will try to get back, and Dahl will run into Brandon Gillis on the way to the rim. She gets stopped in her tracks. Alders and McClellan, here they come. Jana Dahl throws her caboose into the wheelchair of McClellan to slow him down. Cassidy runs into McClellan as he slammed the door on her. And these Rocky Mountain kids of Alberta will try to hold off this fisherman type environment of New Brunswick, PEI. I'm just trying to bring in some culture with lots of different cultures across the beautiful country of Canada and two very beautiful provinces in Alberta and New Brunswick and PEI. I like to see what they're doing here at the championships to combine the smaller provinces of the East Coast to give them a little bit of a fighting chance. I'm sure their athletic programs can be very small compared to large provinces like Alberta with, I believe, 5 million people. And if you look at provinces like Ontario with 10 and 8 million, they're likely going to have more players and more of a pool to pick from. But Ontario has struggled in this tournament, which surprised me. And New Brunswick PEI is impressed because New Brunswick PEI seems to utilize their 3 stars, and Logan Alders, Brandon Gillis, and Austin McClellan. They like to find each other on the court, while Robinson and Maskell, they've chip in where they can. They seem to play strong defensively, and they seem to know their role, and their strategy seems to work out well for New Brunswick PEI. I know I always talk about depth and the importance of depth that seems to be in these tournaments, especially like over the last 2 games they're playing. The last 2 days they're playing 2 games a day, both provinces, so you get tired, worn down, you want to avoid injuries, so having that depth is there, and I think maybe the injuries caught up with them a little bit for New Brunswick PEIs. They weren't able to overcome Quebec. And speaking of depth on New Brunswick PEI, if you see the young girl in the burgundy jersey on the sidelines there in pink shoes, that's Mara Duncan. She was born in August of 2011. So she is 11 years old. As you can tell, New Brunswick PEI were short for bodies, but she's yet to see some court time in this tournament. I'm sure she's there in case of injuries, but very impressive to see an 11-year-old girl here when you have big 20-year-old males on the court. She's here and obviously has the skill set required to be a sub for this team. The only other player on the bench that has seen some court time this tournament for New Brunswick PEI is Desiree Isaac-Pictou. I'm sure she'll see a little bit of court time eventually today. But they seem to have their set 5 or 6 for New Brunswick PEIs. It's a 44-37 game with just under 90 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. New Brunswick PEI will set up, and they're beautiful. I like the burgundy, and I'm sorry, I believe they say maroon. Is maroon and burgundy the same color? I think it is. It's similar. I guess maroon's more like a lighter version of burgundy, but nice color there. I like the white and blue. Reminds me of the Toronto Maple Leafs that Alberta's donning. I'm sure some Alberta fans hate to hear the sound of them looking anything like the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm sure they'd like to hear Calgary Flames or Edmonton Oilers, but the Maple Leaf white and blue is what they're donning. Maybe they can talk to the province to get some orange or red and yellow jerseys, but after that Battle of Alberta series we saw in the NHL playoffs, I don't know if I'd keep too many Flames and Oilers fans in the same room together. As Alberta has 30 seconds left in this 3rd quarter to get something going. Ace Cook with a nice pass over to Jana Dahl. Dahl with a nice chance, and they cut the lead down to 7, 20 seconds to go. New Brunswick PEI will look for a quick answer as they'll have 15 seconds to do so. 46-39. New Brunswick PEI leads over Alberta. Alders will get it up, and he won't get it to go, and the buzzer will sound. 7 points separate these 2 teams as we have 1 quarter left in the bronze medal game here at the Canadian Junior Wheelchair Basketball Championships. We'll be back shortly with the 4th and final quarter. bronze medal game, fourth quarter, 10 minutes away. If New Brunswick and PEI can hold on, they are 10 minutes away from going home with a medal around their neck, and the color of that medal would be bronze. So lots of importance at stake with 10 minutes to go. This is clutch time. This is where you dial in. This is where you fight hard, because this is what we came for. Both teams would love to go home with some sort of hardware in their checked luggage as they, except for PEI, I'm sure a couple players on the roster, moms dropped them off or drove themselves or whatever. They don't have too far to go. Even for New Brunswick, you take the bridge back home as both these teams look to compete for that third and final spot. 9 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in this game. 48-39 in favor of New Brunswick and PEI. Alders cutting into the paint, looking for an option. McClellan will find him, but Alders isn't able to get it to go. Cassidy with Dahl, Alawia, Gilm, and Nordell. They'll look to set up. Dahl with a nice pass to Nordell. She's not able to get it to go, and McClellan will head on the other way. He's got lots of space. He finds an opening. He runs into Cassidy, but she tries not to foul, and he's able to get it to go. 50-39, still within reach for Alberta if they want to piece some offense together and mount a small comeback. Alberta lost the round robin game to New Brunswick PEI as they get one step closer to finding this. As it's a 3-point game, they got some work to do if they want to tie this. 33-18 next door as Newfoundland, Nova Scotia leads over Ontario. Jana Dahl listening to her coach as he yells to set it up, and that is what she'll try to do. She gives Nordell to Cassidy. Cassidy's gonna shoot, and it won't go. Here comes McClellan. Quarterbacking this offense. He goes to Gillis in the paint, and Gillis continues to impress in this game. He has been on fire. He's playing solid defensively. He's been fantastic in the paint. He sunk both his free throws earlier. He has been very, very good today. Really wants a bronze medal. Really fighting hard in New Brunswick PEI. Nordell, the nice dish to Dahl, and Dahl's able to get it to go. 54-42. 7 minutes left to go in this game. Following this action at 11 a.m. Atlantic time, the gold medal game, Quebec and BC. They'll dish it out, but 7 minutes still to go in this game as Gillis keeps to impress again, and him and Cassidy have been fighting tooth and nail all game long. They've been getting in each other's grill. .11-point game, 6:55 to go as Mika Cassidy going to take a bit of a breather as Nicholas Arnold will make his way into the game. Nordell, Alawia, Gilm, Arnold, and Dahl on the court for Alberta. Robinson, Maskell, Alders, Gillis, and McClellan on the court for New Brunswick and PEI. That's Logan Alders, you see, making his way in to set up some offense. Alders with a nice shot, and he's able to get it to go up and down. Jane Nadal gives it to Gilm in the paint. Gilm, can she get it to go? She has a couple whacks at it. Dahl's going to take a chance, and Dahl with a beautiful hook shot. She's able to get it to go. .45 points on the board for Alberta. Impressive offensive output as well for New Brunswick PIs, a 56, and they lead this game as we're approaching the halfway mark of the fourth and final quarter. Alders tries to give it to McClellan, and that's going to go out as McClellan couldn't get his fingertips around it. I believe they're calling a burgundy ball, so I believe that actually went off Jane Nadal and out, so Alberta will reset. They'll have 7 seconds on the shot clock, so they'll have to get something up and going quick as McClellan will opt for the shot right away, and a beautiful shot from Austin McClellan. Nothing but net on that one, didn't even touch the rim. 35-20 for Newfoundland, Nova Scotia. Next door, they lead over Ontario. Nice shot there by Jane Nadal. Back and forth action. My neck's getting a little bit sore from all this court-to-court play. Alders to McClellan. McClellan runs into Nordell and Gilm, but he'll be able to find Alders in the paint, and Alders is able to get it done. 60 points now on the board for New Brunswick PEI. Nordell leaves it for Jane Nadal. Dahl trying to shake off Gillis. She's looking for help in the paint. She was going to go to Gilm, but Gilm gets tied up. And it's picked away by Austin McClellan, and Dahl will get a grasp, and she'll plead her case to the officials. McClellan tried to keep that away from her, but she got him up, and she will foul. So McClellan will head to the line, as I don't think she agrees with that call. She tried to plead her case to the referee, and she didn't like the call, but McClellan will make his first of 2 free throws. Dahl seems to have a good, nice discussion with the official. And she'll try to get back after that foul, but sometimes you just have to take a foul to make it play. But when you foul a talented athlete like Austin McClellan, he doesn't seem to miss too often. So McClellan with a nice fish to Gillis. Gillis trying not to foul on Dahl, but Dahl will head the other way with some white jerseys and company, as she had the option for Nordell, but Nordell was coming in a little too hot, and Dahl run into the side of Logan Alders. So she will get an opportunity at the line, but I believe Alberta wants to reconvene. 4:09 left in this fourth and final quarter as we give a small break for a timeout here. Coaches will talk to their troops, and Alberta will see what they can do, as there's not much time to try to build back a 15-point deficit. For those of you family members in this game, as I mentioned earlier, the medal ceremony will be immediately following the gold medal game at 11 a.m. So if you're looking to hop back on to see one of your lovely family members don the bronze medal, that will probably be around 12:30 Atlantic time, I'm going to guess. So just check back on. You'll just be able to hop on our live stream for the Quebec-BC game. You'll see that on the YouTube channel that you're on right now. So if you just pop on in around 12:30 Atlantic time, you'll get to see the medal ceremony for the awarding of the bronze, gold, and silver medals. As Jana Dahl and Alberta is still with a little bit of life and a chance to come back, but it's going to be some work to do as time is not on their side. 4 minutes, 9 seconds left in this game. Dahl's unable to get either of those to go, so precious points and time fading away from Alberta as their chances of a bronze medal weaken as the seconds tick away in the bronze medal game. McClellan to Gillis, Gillis to back to McClellan. McClellan will shoot and is not able to go. Gillis will have another kick at the can. He can't get it to drop. He's going to go again at it, and this time, third time's a charm, my mother always said, as he's able to get that one to go. 64-47, almost 20 points separate these teams as the mountain to climb for the Rocky Mountain crew in Alberta is getting a little bit higher. But Jana Dahl with a nice finish, but she gets tipped over and she pops right back up. A little bit of help from Austin McClellan, as I find the sportsmanship in this tournament has been very impressive. I mean, everybody seems to be happy to be here. They help each other up, high fives and smiles, and lots of laughs seem to be happening in this tournament, which is always nice to see. I mean, we're all here to compete, and it does get competitive with rivals and provinces. I'm sure these young kids are familiar with each other as they've crossed paths before in this competitive sport, but it's all in good fun. Sometimes the wires cross, and especially in the dying minutes of a competitive game like this, and you get elbows out and you might say the wrong thing, but it's been very clean basketball we've been playing so far, and only a couple fouls on the board. 14 points Alberta has to make up, and they'll have about just over 3 minutes to do so, but they got to play a little bit of defense as Austin McClellan's coming in. He's got some space. Cassidy tries to throw the hammer on him, but he's able to get it to go and bump up the lead back to 16 points. 3 minutes, Alberta with some work to do. Cassidy, Nordell, Villeneuve, Davis, and Jalen Shannon on the court as coach is going to give Jana Dahl a bit of a break as he's trying to spark something else out of his troops. You got to keep under 14 points as the classification of players can add up when you have a lot of 14.5 players on your roster. You got to mix and match as you can. Davis scoops it up. He leaves it up for Jalen Shannon. Jalen Shannon, a 4.5 class player. Tries to give it to Davis. Davis, 2.5. Chips it back for Nordell. Nordell, a 4.5 class player. She hooks it to Anika Cassidy. Cassidy can't get it to go as Davis tries to keep it in, and he does. A nice play by Davis to keep it in, but time not on their side. 2 minutes, 21 seconds left to go. As a timeout will be called. 37-21, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia leads over the red jerseys in Ontario next door. So by the looks of it, Ontario will be the 8th place team in this tournament, while Newfoundland, Nova Scotia will finish 7th. But don't go anywhere if you're a fan of wheelchair basketball, because immediately following this game at 11 a.m., as I mentioned, it'll be Quebec and BC duking it out for the gold medal. Winner gets gold. Loser will get the silver medal. 2 minutes left to go in this game. Austin McClellan, Logan Alders, Brandon Gillis have been the dynamic trio, as Alders will get a bit of a breather for Desiree Isaac Pictou as she finally sees some court time in those phenomenal 5 boys. Will be broken up to give Miss Isaac Pictou a little bit of court time. She's a 4.0 class player. Nordell for Davis, as I believe, I think both coaches know what the outcome of this one's going to be, as they're trying to get everybody in to say they had some time on the court. It was a great game, it was, as PI New Brunswick will look to pad to the stats a little bit more, but it looks like they're going to close this one out as we have 90 seconds left in the bronze medal game. PI New Brunswick with a bit of home court advantage, you could say. Bit of a crowd here as they'll be happy, and McLean will just add to the lead. Very impressive output by both these provinces, but I think the outcome is admin at this point, and looks like New Brunswick PI will go home with a bronze medal, but Alberta will try to a couple more points on the board as Jalen Shannon goes for Davies, as Davis still hasn't really been able to find much success in the paint offensively this game. Austin McClellan gonna, I'm sure, let the clock run out as much as he can, as we have less than a minute to go. Gillis has been a very impressive output from him today. There's Isaac Pictou. She'll try to shoot, but she isn't able to get it there. 36.9 seconds left to go as New Brunswick PI are moments away from a bronze medal victory, which will be handed out after the gold medal game. Here's Cassidy and Nordell looking to put something impressive together towards the end, as that game next door just finishes. Newfoundland, Nova Scotia picked up the win over there, so they'll finish 7th. Ontario will get the 8th spot. New Brunswick PI will finish 3rd in this tournament, while Alberta will finish 4th. So we'll know how they'll finish and how the rankings and pools will be for next tournament, as the crowd cheers on and time will expire. Hey, and for good measure, Austin McClellan with a beautiful shot with a storybook ending way to finish this tournament. New Brunswick and PI win the bronze medal. Alberta will finish 4th, and what a game it was, this bronze medal game, and it was pretty back and forth up until this final quarter as New Brunswick and PI came with the victory. I've been Lee McNeely with Universal Media, and I'll be back with you guys shortly for the gold medal game. This has been the bronze medal game at the Canadian Wheelchair Basketball Championship, but we have our last and final game coming up just after this. We'll end this live stream momentarily, and you'll be able to sign back on. If you just hang it on our YouTube channel, you'll be able to jump into the Quebec-BC game, and we go live, which will be in probably about 20 minutes time. So just hang on. We'll have gold medal action, BC-Quebec, coming up after this. Again, I've been Lee McNeely with Universal Media, and we'll see you just in a couple minutes.